Hi, this is Grandpa from Grammy and Grandpa Read, and today's book is called Too Many Leprechauns, or How That Pot of Gold Got to the End of the Rainbow by Stephen Krensky and Dan Andreasen. The month of March we have, or at least the first half of the month of March, we have St. Patrick's Day books on Grammy and Grandpa Read. And we have the St. Patrick's Day playlist, so check that out. Finn O'Finnegan looked like a rogue and walked like a rascal, so it was widely thought that he was at least one or the other, and his shadow, which followed him closely and knew all his secrets, might have said he was both. But when Finn returned home to Dingle after a year in Dublin, he was only looking to rest his feet and grow fat on his mother's soda bread. The village looked much as he had left it. The stone walls a bit wobbly, the houses leaning into the wind, and yet something was clearly amiss. Do you see that? She feeding the cow milk and the chicken eggs and giving the pig a bath. At his own house, Finn was surprised to find his mother cleaning up broken dishes with a broom. Mrs. O'Finnegan let out a great yawn. "So here you are, Finn, and it would be glorious to see you if only I could keep my eyes open. But the leprechauns are everywhere making fairy shoes with that infernal tapping, and none of us have slept in weeks." At that moment, Finn heard a steady tap, tap, tap in the yard. He stepped outside to investigate. In the garden, a leprechaun named Dob was hard at work. Tap, 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 tap. "Good day," said Finn. Dob scowled at him. "It's a busy day, to be sure. The more shoes I make for the fairies, the more gold I get. And nothing is more important than gold." Now, Finn had some experience with leprechauns, and he chose his words carefully. "A wise outlook, if I'm not mistaken, though you might have missed a stitch." Dob dropped his hammer. "Missed a stitch?" He wagged a finger at Finn. "Fancy yourself an expert, do you? Come with me." Is Finn tricking him? I think he is. Dob led the way to the second leprechaun named Waddle. He, too, was making shoes, a dainty pair with silk flowers lining the sides. "What say you to these?" asked Dob. "Has Waddle missed a stitch, too?" Finn rubbed his chin. "Well, his shoes are fine, assuming they'll only be worn in the dark." "In the dark?" cried Waddle. "Where no one could see them?" Finn explained. "Oh, where no one could see them," Finn explained. Both leprechauns turned a deep shade of red. The next day, Dob dragged Finn to 3 more leprechauns, and to 4 more the day after that. By week's end, Finn had seen shoes of every size and style, and for each fault, flaw, or defect that he mentioned, the angrier the leprechauns became. "Leprechauns are sensitive," Finn observed to his mother, "and greedy too," she added, "but don't put my heart crossways by taking too many chances." There was a knock at the door from Dob. "You're just in time for tea," said Finn. Dob snorted. "It's not tea I'm after, it's you. Follow me." Dob led the way to a field where all the leprechauns stood waiting. As Finn approached, they moved back slowly to reveal a great pile of gold. "We hardly could have gained all of this," said Dob, "if our shoes were not the finest of their kind." "Impressive," said Finn. He could see that the leprechauns loved their gold dearly, so dearly that it might be their undoing. "Perhaps," Finn went on, "if I saw all your shoes together, I might change my mind." Yes, the leprechauns agreed. They were sure that would make all the difference. "Tomorrow morning, we will bring the shoes to the village square," they promised. Finn nodded. "I'll be counting on it," he said. A gray dawn greeted the leprechauns as they arrived with their carts, barrows, sacks, and bundles. The shoes were unpacked and laid out with care. Soon everything was ready, but while the leprechauns were there and the shoes were there, Finn was not. The leprechauns waited and waited. Empty. They found the field empty. Oh. Was that the next page? Nope, missed a page. Sorry about that. If I can get it open. There we go. The sky cleared before Finn finally appeared. "Sorry I'm late," he said, although he didn't sound sorry at all. Finn marched up and down the street. At some shoes he stopped to point in astonishment. Oh. At others he simply clapped in delight. "A very impressive sight," he said finally. "I can see why you were proud of your treasure." Dob frowned. "We're proud?" he repeated. "Are we not still proud of our gold?" "Well, you could be," said Finn, "if your gold hadn't suddenly disappeared." The leprechauns turned pale. "Disappeared?" Such a thing was beyond imagining. Still, it might be best to make sure. Empty. They found the field empty. "It must be here somewhere," Dob insisted. The leprechauns looked everywhere, behind the hedges, under rocks, even in the trees. All night and into the dawn they searched through Dingle, their lanterns flickering like fireflies in the darkness. But it did them no good. All of their fairy gold, every last coin and nugget, was gone. In the morning, when the mist still lay heavy on the air, the leprechauns came pounding on Finn's door. "What have you done with our gold?" Dob explained it. Finn shrugged. "All is not lost, only safely tucked away. I'll make you a bargain. If you promise to leave Dingle and never trouble us again, I'll return your gold." It pained the leprechauns to admit defeat, but not as much as it would have hurt them to lose their gold forever. Reluctantly, they agreed to his terms. "Then we'd best be moving along," said Finn, looking up at the clearing sky. Finn then went home to his mother, who, after a good night's sleep, baked him more loaves of soda bread than even he could eat. As for the leprechauns, they were heard grumbling at times about how Finn had outwitted them. Yet they were secretly pleased as well, for if the truth he told, they've kept their gold at the end of the rainbow ever since. The end. Well, if you like that story, remember to smash the like button down below. Subscribe to our channel. Tell all your friends to watch the Grammy and Grandpa YouTube channel, and watch the St. Patrick's Day playlist. And you'll have the luck of the Irish, maybe, when you're going hunting for leprechauns.